Carlos Alcaraz defeats Jannik in one of the greatest Grand Slam finals of all time. He also recovers from 2 sets to love down for the first time in his career, and a Grand Slam final no less, winning the match in a championship tiebreak in the 5th set. While earlier in the match, he had to save 3 championship points, as well as having to break Sinner's serve as he was serving for the match in the 4th set. Thus, with all of this drama, it turned into an instant classic, with it being the second longest Grand Slam final ever, clocking in at 5 hours and 29 minutes. The only final longer being Nadal and Djokovic's epic in Australia in 2012. So, let's break down the match and see how Alcaraz managed to turn it back round in his favour. And before we continue with the video, 99% of you guys are not subscribed, so if you enjoy regular tennis content, do me a massive favour and hit that subscribe button. At the beginning of the first set, both displayed a very high level. They both generated multiple break points, and the games lasted for a long time due to the multiple juices. Eventually, Alcaraz went up an early break, which he immediately lost back to Sinner. Then, right at the end of the first set, Sinner broke Alcaraz in the 10th game and took the opening set 6-4. In the second set, Sinner's level was very high, and Alcaraz was doing well to keep it competitive. In Sinner's service games, they were a breeze, whereas Alcaraz was having to fight hard in his. The set ended in Sinner winning in a tiebreak. At the beginning of the third set, Sinner went up an early break, and the match looked over. However, Alcaraz won the next 4 games in a row, and despite the fact he lost that break he managed to take the third set 6-4, having to break Jannik's serve in the 10th game of the set, as Sinner had done to him in the first set of this final. Now, the 4th set was an absolute rollercoaster. Sinner broke Alcaraz, and now the match looked over once again as he had consolidated his break. Then, when Carlos was serving 3-5 down in the 4th set, he was also now down triple match point as Sinner had love 40 on the Alcaraz serve. And somehow, Carlos managed to win the next 5 points in a row, hitting winners, forcing errors, and eventually holding serve, and thus Sinner had to serve out the title at 5-4 in the 4th. And as he served for the title, Alcaraz broke back. Now we were on serve in the 4th set, 5-all. Match is still on. And then the 4th set eventually went to a tiebreak. And Alcaraz won this tiebreak with some extremely clutch serving. He hit 2 serves right on the line. One of the serves was actually called out, but Sinner, through great sportsmanship, reciprocating Alcaraz's great sportsmanship earlier on in the match, gave Alcaraz the ace, and we moved on to Alcaraz winning that 4th set, taking the match to a 5th set, the crowd going absolutely crazy. Then, early in the 5th set, the first game in the 5th set, Alcaraz went up a break. Now this was absolutely insane because Alcaraz was down on the scoreboard this whole match. The only time he'd been up was when he got that break very early on in that 5th game of the first set, and almost 4 hours later he is back again up a break ahead on the scoreboard, and this match looked like it completely flipped. The script had changed and now it was Alcaraz's match to lose. And furthermore, the level was extremely high in this 5th set from both of them. Fatigue was not going to decide how this match ended, because despite the fact that Sinner looked somewhat tired in those 3rd and 4th sets, he was putting in all the effort he could in this 5th set, and Alcaraz, being the physical phenom that he was doing the same thing. Then they both of them held serve, Alcaraz having quite a few of his service games going to juice, and him producing some really good shots, some really clutch serves, really good second serves as well when the pressure was on him to keep the break in his favour. Then, as Alcaraz served for the title in the 5th set, of course it had to happen. Sinner played a superb game with a notable re-drop shot off a Alcaraz drop shot, and he managed to break back, and the drama continued. Unbelievably, it was 5-all in the 5th set, and this match just had to end in a championship tiebreak, didn't it? And this championship tiebreak, Alcaraz went into absolute lockdown mode. He played some of the best tennis of the entire match, of the entire tournament. He locked in, and he managed to win the first 7 points of this tiebreak. by the time they changed ends at 6-love to Alcaraz, the tiebreak was basically over, and Alcaraz hit some great drop shots. He had a swing volley. He was just hitting so many good clutch shots, you know, not going for too much at the wrong times, as he might have been doing earlier on in the match, really elevating his level. And at 9-2, with 7 championship points, Alcaraz hit an amazing forehand passing shot to capture his 5th Grand Slam, winning the championship tiebreak 10-2. And thus, Alcaraz claimed his 5th Grand Slam in one of the best Grand Slam finals ever. Alcaraz once again displaying the fact that when both of these guys are playing at their peak, there was no one who could stop Carlos, even the world number 1, who was hitting some great ground strokes. His tennis ball off the ground was absolutely impeccable. It was so fast yet so accurate, and yet somehow Alcaraz still managed to beat him when being down and out. And it's great to see such a good final between these two, as the only member we have left of the big four is Novak, who's slowly winding down in his career. And I'm very glad we have 2 guys in Sinner and Alcaraz who can give us this level of tennis in a Grand Slam final, no less. And Alcaraz using all that he's learned over the years, Sinner using all that he's learnt over the years as well, to try and learn and adapt and give themselves the best chance to beat each other. And it only results in better tennis matches for the rest of us to watch. So, thank you so much for watching and listening. I can't believe what we've seen in this final. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care and peace.